Okay, so I have discovered something super amazing. And I came across this when I was downloading Titanic Adventure Out of Time, and this other game came up, like a simulation of the Titanic sinking. It's called Titanic The Experience, and basically it looked like that ship had been ripped out of Titanic Adventure Out of Time. It was really cool, like I got to see the D-deck and stuff, but it clearly needed more development, and I was actually doing a video on it. And I sat there for half an hour doing the experience, as they called it, where you watch the Titanic actually sink, and the sound effects were really cool. The best part was obviously the sinking itself. The lights going out were terrifying, the smokestacks coming down, and when it finally split in half. But you had to sit for half an hour just to see that. But anywho, because I did that, I came across this other game called Titanic Honor and Glory. And this came about because I was looking up Titanic The Experience, thinking, oh, is there any updates for this? Are they going to do any more? I want to see more of the ship. Because I've always ever since playing Titanic Adventure Out of Time, I always wanted to see the ship fully inside and explore it. And basically, this is what this game does. It's got an exploration mode. It's going to have a multiplayer mode where you can experience the voyage with your friends, or you can do it solo. There's going to be NPCs. There's information on it. It's been in development since 2015. It did have crowd funding, and they released a demo in 2017, and just recently brought out a video in 2020 saying that, yeah, it's still coming. Basically, don't give up on it. That's their passion. I was a little bit afraid that it was going to be like Star Citizen, but the fact that the devs are still saying stuff about it gives a little bit hope for the future. Anywho, I am here because I canned the video of the experience because I thought this would be a better video of doing the game. So it has been called the most authentic recreation of any historical subject ever, physical or digital. See what we're doing and how we plan to transport users back to the infamous ocean liner. So there's some information. This is their official webpage, and this is where the demo is. So basically you'll go learn more if you want to download it. There is a Oculus Rift or the VR if you want to do it that way, which I reckon would look amazing, but I do not have the Oculus Rift, so I downloaded the standard version. It will then take you somewhere else. So basically it's giving you a zip folder, and it's going to ask you for an agreement. And if this is what the ship looks inside, I am very excited to see this. It's going to look amazing. So yeah, you accept it, download it. It is 5 gigabytes, so it will take a while. Then you want to go to your downloads folder, which will be this one, and this is all your applications, the engine, and this is the demo 3. Binaries, content, that kind of thing. So you want to go to the application, you're going to want to extract it and put it into a folder wherever. There is a readme file if you need it, so this is just the 3.0 demo. I'm actually surprised they included all these documents. It wouldn't be good if someone actually who was techie got hold of some of this stuff, I don't think. These are the system requirements. So you're going to need at least 19 gigabytes. It's basically saying you're going to need 8 gigabytes of free space and at least 11 or more to unpack and run the demo. That's not a problem. I can do that. It tells you how to navigate, which is general stuff. So it has a black and white mode, which is interesting. We might have a look at that. The menu. I would have thought escape would have been to go to the menu, but anyway. So yeah, there's some disclaimer stuff here, basically. And, you know, they don't want people to exploit it. They're out there and they're trying to do really well. So please back them, because I feel like this is going to be an amazing thing. How cool is it? They have also included the Britannic, Lusitania, and the Wilhelm's death. So that will be interesting. There's community, there's history, social media, which they have, and you can contribute to their page, and they even got like little models and stuff, which I thought was pretty cool. Anyway, we are now going to, I'm just going to minimize this. I have now extracted it to its own folder, which is here, and I assume this is the demo where we can play it. I don't know if I need to install it or not. I was so super excited to do this. For those of you who don't know, Adventure Out of Time was made by Cyberflix. Whoa, okay. Take you a while to load stuff in. It's looking pretty amazing. Start the demo, skip to the ship. For the purpose of this video, we might go start the demo. As much as I want to explore the ship. So it seems like it's going to take a little while to load. I mean, graphically it looks pretty good. It's what I'd expect like an indie game to sort of look like anyway. I like how the Titanic's in the background of the window. Okay, so the city maybe needs to have a bit of a graphical upgrade.
First a train from London to
It looks
Liverpool,
alright.
then a short trip to the docks where I boarded the ferry to Dublin, then the long train ride through Ireland to Belfast. Not a bad ride, but excruciatingly long. Check in at the guest house in the town proper, quick supper, quick sleep, quick breakfast, and a hop on the local train here to the Holland and Wolff shipyard. Fortunately, it was punctual. I was worried about being tardy for being 3 hours early. My darling Claire always said to me, "Robin, you better get out of the house right now and go be useful for someone." She always did lovingly encourage me to show up for work early and give my best effort.
Newsflash, only women and children were allowed to get off the ship when it was sinking, so the fact that you're playing a male, it might not end so well for him.
Titanic is likely no different from the Olympic. They're structurally identical. The Olympic underwent these trials months ago, so this should be a simple repeat. I board, observe her during the sea trials, vote aye or nay on her certification, and then I ride her back to Southampton. Come on, Robin, you can't mess this one up, as Claire always told me.
So he obviously works and he's going to approve this ship. Oh wow, this is nice. This is really, really nice. And I can't believe the experience with this. This is a little bit slow. Walking's very slow, so I'm gonna be what is a light jog. Wow. So actually,
let's look at the positive. The weather broke, and now I've been given the opportunity to board the Titanic advancement trials. This gives me a bit of time to really admire the beauty of the ship before I have to scrutinize every last aspect of her functionality.
okay, so firstly, I want to point out that we're currently looking at the stern of the ship, which is the back, and it's pretty accurate with the smokestacks, because one of the smokestacks was in fact fake. It was just there for the look of it. So, beware of trains. This is nice. So I guess we're having a bit of a look here. The ocean's fairly nice. This sort of reminds me like how I'd expect graphically Assassin's Creed Unity to sort of look. So I think the graphics are fine. It's very beautiful and amazing. So I'm assuming I'm going this way. I think they've actually recreated part of the city as well, which should be interesting. The JPEG image in the back I'm not too fussed about with the way that looks. Got the seagulls and stuff. Now that was my gripe with the experience, because the experience, it really bothered me that there were seagulls out in the middle of the ocean at night. It was like, seagulls are not in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean at night. The only time seagulls distance themselves from the beach or whatever is to die. They go die out in the ocean. So yeah, that was a bit odd. This makes sense to have seagulls making the sounds that they're making. Now, where are we supposed to go? Are we supposed to go anywhere in particular? Or is it just showing... Is this the only part of the demo that we're looking at? I'd assume there'd be a bit more, but it looks like it's fairly blocked off. We can always walk back up in there. This looks all blocked off, so I'm...
I'd better find my way aboard. But I suppose there isn't reason for too much haste. No one else has even arrived yet, it seems. Plenty of time to explore, if I desire.
Oh, find myself on board. Okay, so I'm guessing I gotta go this way? Okay, I see where we can board. We board on this side.
I'm quite surprised by the amount of confidence the industry is placing into this ship. She's not even certified yet, and her first ticketed voyage is just a week from now. No room for failure on these trials, I suppose. It's like getting dressed up for a date when you haven't even begun your courtship yet. How do you know if you'll be rejected or not? I learned that one the hard way.
Interesting. Oh. Okay. Let's have a look in here. Oh, Irish whiskey. Someone's been drinking a bit of it. It's pretty. So, I always like to inspect the grass. So it is flat, which is a common thing for these indie games. And, you know, that's fine. I think...
Belfast Lough is beautiful. With the hills around it and the morning fog. It reminds me of what I always imagined Puget Sound would be like. A man sure can make a living out in Seattle.
Okay.
If he can hold off the plague.
So the writing is fairly decent, what you'd expect the vocabulary to be for the time period. I'm expecting that all the details and everything and most of the effort has gone into the ship itself, not so much about the train or the grass. I'm guessing these are outhouses. Yes, these
Reminds
are
me
outhouses.
of my childhood in Sheffield.
So it's absolute shit, I assume. I'm not sure if I'm overly ecstatic on the voice actor himself. He sounds a little bit... I mean, I would be fine if his voice is a little bit
I see
deeper.
they're doing all they can to extend my travel time. How do I find my way through this mess?
Can I just walk up and over? So we have to work out how to get in there. I mean, this looks like it'd be fairly obvious. We should be able to walk up and around, I would assume. Or do I have to walk around? Okay, so logically I'm supposed to walk around. I was going to climb up onto stuff and just be like, you know what? Let's just climb. Let's just go. Okay.
So close to the aft gangway.
Oh, wow. Trains and everything, John Milligan. So, I believe that they did a lot of research. They went to historians and to get a rough idea what they needed and how it was going to look. There seems to be a bit of information here. Whoa. Can I pick it up? No? Okay. So, like an old photograph, which is probably more... You can probably interact with it later. Okay, so first off I can see that the portholes and everything, it looks like it's at scale that it should be. When you think about it, they always made out how big the Titanic was, but when you're actually here at scale, looking at it in person, it's not actually that huge. When we think about it, there are ships now that are even larger than it.
They couldn't simply move these signs out of the way. This vessel has triple screws. Yes, I feel the same way right now too, thank you.
Triple screws. Ah. So the whole triple screws thing, I like how it says that, but the rivets were actually a lower quality. And when it did hit the iceberg, they basically work like a zip line. Once one went, they all just sort of popped out because they were not... And, you know, it was a lot of pressure and it was under a lot of weight. So it made sense. So can I move this stuff? do I move stuff? Is there camera, ambience? Okay. Let's go okay. How do I move any of this stuff? Okay. So, yeah, okay. I'll just go back. So how do I open any of this? E opens that. I don't think I can actually move this. I think you're supposed to work it out, but it seems like the only way that you can actually get on the ship was creaking. Something's creaking. I mean, oh, it can't open because there is actually that behind it. Okay. Okay, so there's another one I see far down the other end. Huh. That, we could probably board the ship from there. So I gotta walk all the way back again. I just assumed that I could get up onto the ship from here, but it'd make more sense to get up onto the front of the ship. So I have to walk all the way down the other end. Perhaps if I had, like, observed that before, I wouldn't have had that issue. It should be smooth, straight sailing, I would hope, from here. Am I allowed to walk into here? Oh, okay. I thought there was, like, an invisible wall blocking me, and we can't get through that way. Can't get through that way either. This is, and the fact he walks incredibly slow. I'm actually holding down shift. This is as fast as he moves. And I get the whole idea is to enjoy the experience, but let's be honest, all of us want to get onto the ship and see what the ship looks like on the inside. That's what it's all about. Beware of trains. So this is how they try to board the ship. They just have to maneuver around all this stuff. Not what we saw like in the movie. And everyone, let's face it, even if you haven't seen the movie, everyone knows the movie about Jack and Rose. I was just there to watch the sinking, you know. Okay, so how do we get up there onto this part? I'm just trying to see if there's a way around.
Another dead end in life.
Another dead end in life. Everything's a dead end. So we found where we need to get onto the ship. The door is open. But how does one get there? We can't go out and around because that would be too illogical. And why on earth did they put so much stuff here? I hope they clear some of this out for the main game, because having to maneuver around all this is actually kind of annoying. Some more outhouses, is it? Can we go into one of these? No, we can't. Okay. I don't think it's this way. I think it's around this way. And then you'll see that I'm wrong and I'll have to go back again. Okay. I do like that the clouds are moving, they're their own thing. And then there's like that JPEG, like a lot of people use like the JPEG cloud imagery. It doesn't really matter if the clouds are
Just
pixelated.
can't beat that train carriage arrangement. It really stretched my cognitive abilities. People simply aren't stimulated enough these days. Claire tells me that every night.
Every night? Is it like a thing that we have a conversation about every night when we go to bed? Honey, there's not enough stimulation.
I'll board here through the first class.
First class, okay, so... Okay. Probably would have been a lot louder. Stoop, mind your step. Notice, any workmen leaving the ship, except by the proper gangway, will be instantly dismissed. Well, I couldn't exactly get on the other way, so you know. We're now boarding the Titanic. This is exciting. So I guess that's where we could skip to get on the ship, which most videos probably begin with. I'm drinking tea, if you're hearing me like gulping it down, because it's starting to get a bit cool. It obviously has a lot to load. As my heart goes on... Okay, they're not doing that. Okay. Welcome to the Demo 3. Press I to toggle info boxes. Press T to toggle black and white. Oh, okay, so it gradually does it. Wow. Not so friendly on the writing, though. So, yeah, menu, we already know about that. Okay. Cool, and we can just press on I to get rid of it. Oh, whoa, whoa. Sensitivity's a little bit high. So we're now on the ship. And I guess we'll have a little bit of a look around.
First-class spaces should be accessible at the moment, but I may be able to venture down to third class for a spell through Scotland Road on Eden.
Oh.
I believe I'm boarding before anyone else. Robin, right now you're the most handsome man on the Titanic.
At least he can dream. So does this mean... Okay, so some of it's been blocked off by looks of it, so there's some parts of the ship that we won't be able to explore. But it seems like we can even go down to third class, which is what I'm interested in, because I want to see... because we're in first class, we're going to see the grand staircase. We're currently on D deck. So, yeah, these should be cabins on D deck here. This should lead out to the ship on the deck, but we probably can't look at the deck right now. That motion blur is actually kind of annoying though. Let's just have a little bit of a gander. Ambience, it's music, video. Let's see, field of view, resolution, the scale, texture quality, effect quality, everything's high. Motion blur. Can we just like turn motion blur off? I'm gonna turn VSync off too, and we'll just go apply and okay. Okay, that's a bit better. Not so much of the whole blurring thing, which was very disorientating. So this is really nice. I've got the piano, and the wood is stained, and wow, they've even included like photographs. I read that this, or heard that this was pretty historically accurate for the people. They've done some NPCs that were actually on the ship that had passed away on the ship when it sank. We probably can't go down the other end. This should lead up to the grand staircase, which we might go the grand staircase first, then go down to...
I especially commend them for modifying the bulkhead. I never cared much for what was on the Olympic.
Oh wow. This looks very much like the Lusitania. Wow, this is... I am very impressed. I can actually get around these chairs, so that's cool. I want to look at the stained glass windows.
I see many of the tables are already set. There will be a fine banquet here for company and partner representatives, myself included, along with the one and only paying passenger joining us on our way to Southampton this evening.
Wow. This looks pretty amazing. How do I get out of here? Can I get around these chairs? I can't get around these chairs. I was hoping I could go a little bit further over there. Maybe I need to keep going around. So I like how they have purposely positioned stuff. So you will look at the cutlery. You're kind of forced to appreciate it. loving how this looks. It's a bit jarring when you move a little bit, but that might be the sensitivity of my mouse, if I'm honest. Wow. So, do we want to start with the lower decks? We might actually go up to the grand staircase because I think everybody wants to see the grand staircase. So, have a look. So we can't see the holes yet, and some of the rooms they cut off. But you know, for the most part, majority of the ship's pretty good. So it says ladies. I didn't actually know that they had like separations. So this is C deck. So C deck, this should be so. C deck should be where you can see the manifest and ask about the manifest and who's on board, that kind of thing, because that was in Titanic Adventure of Time, which was, oh god, what the hell? Oh, oh my goodness, they actually put him here. That actually terrified me. Wow, they put him in here? How did they get away with that? That's awesome. I was just talking about this dude. Ah, that... I'm not gonna lie, I saw it out of the corner of my eye as I was moving, and I had like a mini heart attack.
Soon this area will be bustling with passengers anxiously sending telegrams and complaining about the most trivial of matters. I consider it a blessing that I will not be around to witness that.
Telegraph? I have to go back because I can't believe that. They actually put him in here. Ah, yes. Cabin F-32. The way he talks. Smoking in the company ways is strictly forbidden. Oh, so we have... this is obviously just the C deck area, so we have the map of the C deck. So we do have access to look at some of the rooms, it seems. I don't expect to, like I was saying when I was doing the video for the experience, which I can, I don't expect to be able to see in every single room. I would like K&M. Someone's already... Wonder if that's actually a historical thing. I'm gonna have to look that up now. So yeah, I don't expect to be able to look in every single room, but I would like to have access to at least one. So basically, these areas, which I probably... Oh, okay, so here's where the towels are kept. More whiskey. Apparently a lot of people were getting drunk on the Titanic. So we'll just race along here real quick. Wow, this is gorgeous, and it's very claustrophobic. It's what I would kind of expect it to sort of be. The ceilings aren't that high either, but they sort of... This is the entrance. We're back out here again, but on the opposite end of the ship. So this is where... Oh wow. This is amazing.
I wonder if the barber will be on board for the run to Southampton.
They had a barber?
Lord knows
Okay.
I fancy a shave after my journey here. Speaking of barbers, I'm quite glad old Harry's there to look after Claire while I'm away. They always were fond of each other, and when my son was born, Harry was particularly fond of him, never missing a birthday. See, this is the kind of friend a man really needs.
Are you sure it's a friend?
Seems to even alleviate her hysteria condition.
I mean, are we sure that he is just fond? I'd be a little bit concerned about leaving a person like that with my wife and child, personally. I'm just going to go to the Windows version and stop the video for now because it has gone on for a little bit, and we'll come back with episode 2